Hi there, Serial Trader here. I want to do an update on Bitcoin because there's been decent amount of price action since the last video that warrants having a look at here. Um, so I've revised my wave count to account for this latest price action. Now overall, the message is still the same. We're in this consolidation period or this corrective phase prior to resuming our uptrend onto new, probably substantially new highs. And the way I have it labeled here calls for just one more move down here. Probably not overly severe. Perhaps just a marginal new low into the high 20s, maybe even closer to the mid 20s. We get a little spike down. But just what I'm seeing as far as the pattern, the pattern that most easily pops out at me is that we just have a series of three wave moves up and down. So ABC down for W, ABC up for X, ABC down for Y, ABC up for X, ABC down in progress for potentially Z to complete this complex correction, this triple zigzag if it plays out this way. Now I originally had this corrective price channel drawn like this, and you can see drawing like that we did pop out initially but came right back into it, so that'd be kind of a false breakout, just going off of this upper trend line. But I think it warrants redrawing the corrective price channel to account for this spike up here we had. This apparently Elon Musk added hashtag Bitcoin to his profile or something, and that was enough for a I don't know, a 15% pump. It was fairly short-lived, but nonetheless, it's still price action to be accounted for here with our waves. So let's just try and do that. And if I adjust our corrective channel like that, that gives us kind of a pocket down here to catch a spike down on the lower channel trend line, should we do that. And again, that area, kind of the sweet spot, looks like the high to potentially mid 20s. So that's really the area I'd be looking to put on a heavier position. I did mention in the last video I got in here in the 29s. That was certainly a good entry, but I just think we might get a slightly better entry here before we complete this pattern and resume to the upside. And you can see, like, even with this strong move up we had on that Elon pump, this still is just a series of three wave moves, right? I don't see anything clearly impulsive to the upside. And also, if I go in here, like, let's go on to a, I don't know, 30-minute chart. So since we had that spike top there, I think you can easily get a impulse wave to the downside off of that spike high. Here, hang on. Let me get my impulse wave out. So 1, 2, 3, maybe an A, B, C, D, E, triangle 4, 5 for potentially that larger A, right? And let me just drop this degree down appropriately. This action, since we've made this little bottom here at 32,827, this certainly has a corrective look. So, I mean, you'd be looking at some fib retracements of our initial impulse down, getting close to that 38.2% retracement. So maybe we're nearing completion, or we could certainly retrace deeper and longer. But let's just say we're nearing completion, so our B wave bounce up. And then back to that 4-hour chart, you'd be looking for that C wave down. So let me even just measure this, assuming we have our B wave in place, which I'm not saying we do, but let's just pretend for the sake of measurement that we do. And just project an equality relationship down here. So that gets us right back down to our previous lows, just in that 28,000, high 28,000 range. So even just the measured move, ABC, if B is already done, we do an AC measured move, equality relationship. That just gets us down to retest the prior lows. Maybe, if we're lucky, we get a little spike down to load up on the cheap. And then we get the big reversal of the upside. So that's kind of what I'm looking for here in BTC. Definitely getting close, I think, to completing our correction. Just think we need one more leg down to test those lows, perhaps exceed them briefly before we can really turn back up in a more trending, meaningful fashion. But bottom line message here is this is not a trending move down. This is not a trend change to a bear market or a crash on Bitcoin. This is clearly a corrective, choppy consolidation period, which I like that because now you have good information knowing that wherever and whenever this completes, and I propose some, scenarios for its completion here that I think are pretty viable. But whenever that happens, inevitably the message is higher, right? So yeah, I want to share that with you. Potentially triple zigzag nearing completion here on Bitcoin off of our all-time highs. All right, Serial Trader signing off.